So I am not lying. I think that this is the best role-playing game in all of Roblox for quite a few reasons. First of all of the characters are extremely detailed, which is crazy to me, considering the fact that their contemporaries usually cause your phone to completely overheat. But no, not in this game. It is actually pretty good, I'd say. So yeah, you can see my gameplay in the background, and even though it's definitely not perfect, it's still at least like 30 frames a second, and I'm running this on like a 2016 phone, and yet it's still running this good. So anything can run this game, but also look at my character, look at how detailed this is. Like, you can't tell me that this isn't cool. It's cool. It is really, really cool, in my opinion. And all of this detail, despite the fact that it is just playing like this, is crazy. Like, look at the detail, actually. Look at it. You can zoom in, or else I'm gonna show you, like, later here, that I'm gonna zoom in, and you can see the detail on these models. It's actually crazy. So there must have been a lot of optimization. So anyways, those other things though, like for example, night vision, which I don't think I'm playing with right now, but it is definitely still a thing that helps out a lot when it comes to the building, and it's a really appreciated feature. Also, there are a lot of characters in this game. You might be thinking, well, I'm just playing as this one guy because he's the best one in the game, but no. There are so many other characters. By the way, I know his name, it's Nightmare. But yeah, it's such a good game, though. It's such a good role-playing game. Also, though, there are a lot of secret characters. I'm not going to be telling you any of them. You can go look them up yourself, because this is not a tutorial channel. Except for when I'm making stuff for free out of Roblox characters, but that's about it. But yeah. So basically, though, yeah, you can see, like, right now I'm showing you all of the detail. All of the detail right here. So I'm gonna mute for a second so you can look. Anyways, now, but I also have to show you other things about the game, like, for example, the abilities. So you can see that I just selected an ability on my screen, and yeah, I'm just running around and using it. Abilities are pretty good for characters because it helps you keep up against night guards and also all that stuff. This is a role-playing game, though, so you can't actually, kill anyone in the game, but, it helps. It helps with setting the atmosphere. By the way, that's what you should be doing in this game. You shouldn't be just running around, like, chasing the night guards like a Scooby-Doo character. You need to space out, like, encounters. You need to make sure that if it's, like, a character like Nightmare that I'm running, you need to make sure that he's hidden. Or else it's not going to be that much of a surprise at 12 a.m. when you're chasing them the whole time. I mean, look at that guy. He just saw me walk in, though, and immediately jumped away because he wasn't expecting it. And this is the perfect character to tell you all about that, because he is one of the largest in the game. He's so tall that he will literally have his head clip if I emote next to this door right here. And you can see when this guy's coming in how tall he is. By the way, Nightmare's just skin of Nightmare Shetty, so don't worry about that. But yeah, look at this. Look at this. Watch this. So look at that. Keep in mind that an average Roblox player is about the size of that speaker next to him right there. So imagine by the way, the lighting in this game is incredible. So imagine like it's pitch black, you shine your flashlight, and then this is all of a sudden staring back at you with the creepiest music that you've ever heard. You might think I'm over-exaggerating, but you could go in the game and listen for yourself. It's an extremely distorted version of the bad ending of FNAF 3's song. And so it immediately is like a wake-up or an alarm clock to literally anyone around you. It's insane, basically. So yeah. Other than that, though, there are a few things that you should and shouldn't do in this game that I see a lot of people do. Keep in mind that I'm not the fun police, though, so you can still do these things, but I just don't recommend them, to be honest. First of all, like I said, don't run around, don't chase them during the day, because then it just wears it out. If they're being constantly chased around in the day, nothing's stopping them from just switching to a random location so nobody could find them, or to just switch into an animatronic to chase other people. Which would be fine, but the thing is, night guards are already hard enough to come across in this game as it is. It is considered a FNAF roleplay. You probably want to play as the animatronics and not the guy who wants to get hunted. So, make sure to only do those shenanigans when it is nighttime. And speaking of that, you can actually see me doing this in this clip. Keep yourself, especially if you're a broken down animatronic, keep yourself hidden until nighttime. You want it to be a surprise. And also, it just makes the whole immersion big, because all of a sudden, those 20 ignited Bonnies running around. And that leads me to my next issue. If you see someone else with your character, unless it's a specific few characters, it will not work in the long run. It is heavily recommended that you have specific characters for each of your guys, so you can be more specific and so you can call each other out. So basically, you need to be unique and you need to be stealthy in this game. But that's not all. I also have something for the night guards. You see, the night guards also need to be stealthy and all of that stuff in this game, because the night guards are one of the most important parts in this game, just behind the animatronics. I mean, just think of this game as a custom night mode of sorts. Imagine it's a game where, well, you play as the night guard, but also there are players controlling the animatronics. How cool of a FNAF game is that? So don't ruin it. But anyways, so what should a night guard do? Well, first of all, don't just run away from every encounter. You can juke them into jump scaring you, but don't just run, because one thing about the animatronics, if they can run, they still have to stop running and then jump scare you to catch you, which means that they'll have to go ahead, which makes it easier for you to juke them. So don't run. Running is only supposed to be used, in my opinion, to go from place to place. And this goes for the animatronics as well. Don't just run up unless you're trying to, like, scale them a bit. So, yeah, by just walking up slowly and then all of a sudden sprinting at them, that could be a way to scale them. But, like I said, don't just run away from everything, because it's not good. You can use the vents, though, which would cause the animatronics to switch to someone who can crawl in the vents. And some of the characters who can crawl in the vents would be terrifying to see if you were in first person crawling in the vents. So you can also do that. But also, Like I said, this is a complete yapping session each. I've been going on for 10 minutes. But anyways, other things about the night guard you shouldn't do. Also, don't go around to try and to stab the animatronics. I see it way too much, and honestly, it's really distracting, and it does not do anything. Like the amount of times I saw someone who looked like they downloaded Roblox yesterday walk up and started stabbing me, thinking it would actually kill me, is uncountable. It's crazy. So yeah. Other than that, though, it should be fine to just go around, like I said, juke them, and also use your flashlight. You have to also kind of do this with other animatronics because it is a role play. So you kind of have to pretend that you also are affected for the animatronics. But you should honestly use the flashlight. You should use the mask. And for the animatronics, you should always just try to be spooky, basically. So, yeah. And you should try to look like you have weaknesses. If you just run up, then that would just be lame. Also, I forgot one more thing. Don't try to be like an edgy character in this game. Don't be edgy in this game. Like, it just doesn't work. This is the same game that has Redberry as an unlockable character. So if you're trying to be edgy, it just does not work at all. Same thing goes for if you're like, oh, I'm the ruler of, like, the pizza thing right here. That does not work. You're probably just going to be ignored, other than your one alt account that you chose to use as an animatronic to kind of, like, protect you. You're just going to be alone all the time, so, yeah. Anyways, though, there are a few more things. Like I said, you need to be spooky, though. You need to rush them. And you can see in this clip, because people will chase in them the entire lobby, there are no night guards to scare at all. I was looking throughout the whole night through this whole building to try and find them, and guess what? I could not find them for the life of me, because people kept scaring them and they kept running off, which is really infuriating when you're trying to roleplay in a role-playing game. So yeah, but I think I've just been yapping on this whole time about all of this, and this is probably one of my last videos that I'm going to make before 300 subscribers, but I am out for the summer, so I do expect to be posting a lot more. So anyways, if you enjoyed this little rant that I did, I plan on making more for other games in the future, so please just comment if you liked it down below. But anyways, yeah, also subscribe because we are really close to 300. But other than that, that is going to be it for me today. So, bye.